This is Robi, the founder of an insanely fast-growing startup called Jitter. And this is a giant $23 million Play-Doh, which will play a role later in this video. Robi's startup attracts 400,000 monthly visitors. Their revenue looks like a hockey stick. And the crazy part is that they don't do any marketing. I met Robi and asked him how exactly they knew what product to build and the marketing tactics they use to get 5 million website visitors each year. Before Jitter, Robi launched 3 unsuccessful products. Then he learned an insight that would change everything.
It's kind of like blew up.
Hey Robi, so tell me, what is Jitter?
So Jitter is like a super simple motion design tool on the web. So a little bit like Figma, but for animation. So basically, if you need to create a social media post to announce your latest feature, or if you need to create animations for your landing page, Jitter is the way to go. We enable designers to create like super high quality animations super simply.
How did you know what people wanted? And what was one innovation that people switched to Jitter for?
And everybody was telling us like, I can't use After Effects, it's too complex, it's too bloated, like the learning curve is too high. And so we knew people wanted like a simpler tool to do animations. Like from a blank page, like how would you build an animation like if anything was possible? And basically we told to ourselves, well, you just want to describe what's happening on the screen. Like you want to say like, I want this text to come in, I want this image to get out of the screen, I want this fireworks to explode at some point. Like you're really describing things with natural language. And this is how we got the idea to use instructions where you can tell your objects what to do, like slide in, fade out, move there, rotate, instead of using the traditional modal of animation tools. While with our modal, the subjects fade out, you can read your timeline like a movie scenario, a little bit as if you were a movie director and like your actors were your layers.
How long does it take you to reach product market fit?
I wouldn't say there was a tipping point to reach product market fit because it's been very gradual, and now we have it definitely. I think there were still like 2 major events that happened that led us on that path. One of them was like a shout out from an influencer on social media, on TikTok, that had 1 million views and that brought us a lot of traffic. And at about the same time, we're also iterating on our pricing model, and we made one change, which was like basically having the Jitter logo on the video exports. The slope of the curve like really changed. So at that time, like it was like still a very low MR, like it was maybe 2K, but it told us that we were onto something and that we needed to keep doing what we were doing and keep growing the user base like this.
How did this whole entrepreneurship thing started for you?
I think this is something I always had in me. Like at university, I built my first startup there, and we were like very few people who were interested in entrepreneurship at that time. It was a few years after the iPhone came out, and we were building a group messaging app like WhatsApp, which didn't work very well because we were super young, but it was the first experience that got me into it and like made me realize like I really like building things for people. After this, I went to Silicon Valley, where I built my second startup, which was some kind of ticket master, but in Brazil, which went great. It became one of the largest online ticketing companies there. But I realized I was really interested in building like bigger projects with teams.
Before you landed with Jitter, you and your co-founder went through a couple of iterations and a couple of products, including one that had good traction and even monetized, but you decided to fire your customers. Can you walk me through that decision?
Yeah, it took us maybe 6 months where we launched like 3 or 4 products like very rapidly. It would take 2 weeks to build something, put a paywall, launch a product and see what happened. One of them was we would turn the Notion document into a beautiful presentation. Another one where was you could put like a Shopify URL and it would generate templates to sell your product basically. But the one that really clicked was what we called the text animator. There was just one field where you could enter some text, and we would generate like 40 templates of the animated text in a like super stylish way. It had a lot of traction, but what we realized was that the product was so simple that it was more appealing to an audience of marketers. And there were 2 problems with that. The first one was that their main use case was creating ads. And this is really not how we wanted to contribute to the world and to commit for the next 10 years. And the second one was that They needed more templates every week because audience get bored very quickly, so you need to renew the content. And the way we were creating the templates was in code, and so it didn't scale at all. So we were thinking, anyway, we'll need a tool that enables us to create animated content at scale, like a more visual tool like Figma.
Hey there, real quick. So you're building a product? Let me show you how you can make people use it. Imagine you can figure out what people do in your product and use that information to improve it. In June.so, we have dozens of ready-made analyses to understand why users stick around. We also offer an AI chat so you can ask any specific product-related questions using plain English. For instance, Requestly, a Chrome extension to modify HTTP requests, is using June to triple the usage of their main feature. It's simple. They add June with one line of code, figure out who loved their feature, interview them, and fine-tune their product. If you're serious about building a product that people use and love, then check out June.so. I'm leaving a link below. Enjoy the rest of the video.
You guys have 400,000 monthly visitors on the website, right? How did you achieve that?
Mostly word of mouth and design influencer. We launched on Product Hunt. The launch was pretty successful. It gave us some visibility because we were second product of the day. So some design influencers started to make like a couple of videos on Instagram and TikTok. And like 3 months later, one influencer, a Russian girl called Mzia Popova, like did one really random video about the tool that was automatically generated, but she was showing the templates and it was very visual. And that video made 1 million views. And 1 month after that, another video made 4 million views. And this kind of like blew up. And so everybody was talking about us on social media. So we had those spikes in the traffic, but then it kind of started that word of mouth trend that led us to where we are today.
And until now, you didn't have any marketers in the team, right?
Yeah, that's right. Everything, like we haven't done anything. Everything has been happening organically. We just hired like the first marketing person like not very long ago. But yeah, until now it's been pretty much organic.
Where's the marketing mix like today? Where are people coming from?
So it's very hard to know, like for a startup, but we think that like about 80% of our traffic is like people who've heard about us on social media and then who either like type directly to your video in their address bar or search on Google. And we also have like maybe 10% of the traffic that comes from our Figma plugin directly. And honestly, for like the last few percent, we don't know.
We've seen the Play-Doh when we arrive, this beautiful status from Jeff Koons. And I wanted to ask you to recreate it using this very average kit that I just bought.
Excellent.
And you just told me also you have a kid and that he likes to play with Play-Doh, so
yes.
Today is your turn. Where do you see Jitter going in the next 5 years?
So basically we want to be the go-to animation tool for all designers. Like it must be a no-brainer when the designer thinks I have some animation work to do. We want them to think Jitter. The industry is shifting, it's super hard, and we want to help them with educational content, tutorials, with building a strong community and become a key player in the design industry worldwide, basically. We see that designers love to learn from each other and like help each other. So yeah, and it's very important to like encourage them to create tutorials and to have that space where they can like share templates that others can remix and can grow together, basically.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So I hope I'll still be the CEO of Jitter. As for my day-to-day work, I really like doing product, and I hope I'll still have the time to like dive into the details and dive into the experience of Jitter. I think this is actually one of my superpowers, to like simplify things like in a hardcore mode.
We haven't talked about fundraising and raising money from other people. What's your take on that?
So to me, raising money is not an end in itself. Like it's really a medium for us to achieve like our ambition. What we've been doing so far was to basically like prove the model, like reach profitability, show that we were doing something that was valuable, and then raise money to be able to accelerate. And this is where we're at now again. Like so now we raise money to be able to hire a little bit more people to deliver like faster. And we're trying to reach our next milestones and reach again profitability. And when we like have proven that model again, then we'll be able to accelerate again with more fundraising, basically. This is a winner-takes-all market though, because like once everybody starts using a tool and like you build your design system in a tool and like you have collaboration and everybody starts like concentrating around like one central platform, like it's very hard for another player to come and move everybody. We know that someone will win the market and they're probably going to play the VC game. So yeah, we want to be that person, that company basically. Yeah, this is actually like much harder than doing snails and and turtles with Play-Doh. It's not that bad, huh?
It's pretty good actually. It looks pretty much the same, right? If you're looking for a really nice motion design tool, then check out jitter.video. It's amazing, it's so simple, even your parents could be using it. I've been using it a lot and I really enjoyed it. And thanks again, Robi, for coming.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time. We learned a lot today.
Thank you very much.
Until next time, see ya.
Cheers.